You're listening to Misopinionated, real life, real perspective, and unapologetic truth. Here is your host, Divine Priestess.
Buenas, bienvenidos to a new podcast episode. I was really about to do the whole thing. En un podcast, vamos a hablar being auténtico. In this podcast today, we're going to talk about being authentic. I done got a quick little thing before, and matter of fact, let me move my microphone back because I'll be getting loud. As y'all know, I'll be projecting my voice and I'll be getting loud. So, I got this yesterday in the mail. Before I get into today's episode. So I got like my flashcards for like nouns, adjectives, verbs, irregular verbs, regular verbs, common phrases, all of that. So I will be using this to help me with my studies, helping me build a bigger vocabulario. See what I did there? But anyways, let's get to the episode. So, because last night I tried recording this episode and I was having difficulties. The camera or whatever was going on with the system, it went out like 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, all right, I really wasn't feeling the lighting last night. And on top of that, my makeup really wasn't the way that I liked. But again, the lighting was everything. So it brought me to today. So there we go. But yes, title of the podcast episode is The Fear of Being Seen as You Truly Are. And a lot of us will sit here and say, I'm not afraid, but then we'll start vocalizing their insecurities as to why they don't do something that gets people attention, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Okay? And so in previous episode, we talked about letting go of survival mode. We talked about releasing attachments and ultimately just stepping into a new version of yourself when it came to the glamour magic, right? Because once you grow, the next challenge is being seen in truth, in being seen in your truth. And I say that a lot. I don't know if y'all have heard me, but if you come around me, I always say, live your truth, because I'm really big on being who you are. Don't worry about how I feel. Don't worry about my opinion. Be who you are. Live your truth. Okay. And so a lot of people say they want to be authentic, but being truly seen comes with vulnerability. It comes with judgment, misunderstanding, and the loss of control of how people perceive you. Because being who you truly are, that is being vulnerable, because you are not in a shell. You have removed yourself from that shell and now it's you. There's no armor that is there. There's no one who you're portraying to be. You are owning who you are. So therefore it does come with a level of vulnerability. People are going to judge you. People are going to have something to say about you. And that just comes with the territory. But even with you not being yourself, people are still going to judge you because they're going to feel like you're not doing enough, or they're going to feel like you're copying someone else or copying them. And again, you're going to be judged either way. So you might as well be judged for who you are. Okay. The misunderstanding part, I honestly feel like a lot of people intentionally try to misunderstand, right? I feel like there are people that truly just want to argue. And so they go out their way to try to misunderstand you, to try to argue, to try to debate. And it's like, again, let them be where they're at. Okay. So, numero uno, what it means to be seen. Okay. Being emotionally visible, being honest about who you are now, and letting go of curated versions of yourself. So, being emotionally visible. I feel like when you are being your authentic self, that does not just deal with your personality, right? Of how you just vocally express yourself, but also with the way you dress, with the way you do your hair, the way you do your makeup, like the way you put your canvas out in the world and being emotionally visible. Because dressing a certain way, as easy, I mean, it's easy. I feel like when you do it enough, it's just you don't think about it. But look at some people, they don't even dress the way they want to dress because they don't want to be talked about. They don't want to be misunderstood. Prime example, I'm the type of person that when I go out, I like wearing heels. I like wearing heels. I don't like wearing shoes. Shoes, I feel like it makes my feet swell. So I don't like wearing shoes. I will wear heels though. Trust me, I'll put on some heels. And so everywhere I go, I want to wear heels, even if it's just a little kitten heel. However, I was always real big in my mind of I don't want people to think that I'm doing too much. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to like grab attention. I just love wearing heels and I love wearing dresses because I feel very pretty wearing those things, right? And so instead of doing that, because I didn't want people to like assume anything negative of me, I would always like be very covered up. I would always wear like hoodies, baggy clothes, always wear jeans. And I don't like wearing jeans because honestly, I feel like jeans aren't flattering for me. So I don't like wearing jeans. But I would wear these things because I wanted to be under the radar, right? I wanted to where people felt like I fit in, but it's like, why the hell you want to fit in? Them people don't even want to be where they at. And you trying to fit in with them. So now y'all just in a cluster of unhappiness. Why? Okay. Being seen means being honest with who you are now. People change, people grow. I am not the same woman that I was a year ago. There are differences. I am not the same. Okay. Maybe the foundation is there, but nonetheless, the build is different. Okay. Escúchame. You can have a cup of water, right? And you start adding sugar to that cup of water. It is no longer just water. However, the foundation is water. It is now sugar water. Right? You start adding herbs. The foundation is still there. It's still water, but now it's X and Y, Z, and it changes, right? We change. So who are you in this moment, right? Who are you right now? And a lot of people don't know who they are. And again, people are going to say, I know who I am, but do you really? Because I want you to ask yourself, are you who you want to be, or are you who everyone portrays you to be or tries to convince you to be? And a lot of times we get caught up in who other people want us to be. So in hindsight, you are not being honest of who you are right now. A good example, there was a show that I was watching called The Outcome. And this is like a repeated theme when it comes to movies and shows of years before he was a different man and something happened in his life to where now he's this real calm guy. He's like more on a spiritual side of things. Right? He's changed. And so he's in and this is a thing where when it comes to change, a lot of people get caught up is because people around them will always remind them of who they were. And if you are around people that are constantly reminding you of who you were in the past, it's time to leave. Let them go. Think of Six of Swords energy. If you read tarot, think of Six of Swords energy, leaving the past in the past and moving forward. And there are going to be people around you that is not going to like this new version of you or the version that you are truly embracing, because that person probably was always there, but you wasn't embracing it, right? When you got in front of other people, who you were behind closed doors, you kind of hid that because you didn't want it to be taken the wrong way. You didn't want big people feel a certain, like whatever the case may be. So be honest of who you are now. Get to know yourself. And the best way to get to know yourself is to spend time with yourself. Think about the things that you want in life. Okay. Think about how you feel about yourself. Do you feel as if you're expressing yourself in a way that is true to you? Do you feel that the things that you are doing in life is true to your values? The best way to know those things about you is to spend time with yourself. And a lot of people don't like sitting by themselves because it's boring. Well, but then maybe you boring. Because me, I love sitting by myself. I love it. Keep myself entertained because I'm always learning. And one of the biggest things I'm always learning is about myself. Unraveling trauma, right? Healing from trauma. So that way I can be the person that I have in my mind and the person that I know is supportive to my dreams and supportive to my goals in the future. Okay. And again, that goes with the letting go of curated versions of yourself. Okay. Because again, you have a lot of people that is always going to tell you who to be, how to dress, how to talk, how to walk, how to act, right? At this point, you're just a character. You're just a character in another person's life movie. Because as I was doing my makeup today, I was sitting here thinking about like a lot of people treated me like a Barbie. Oh, your weight, like my weight and my hair and the way I dress, like not doing makeup stuff, was always the topic of discussions. Oh, you'll be so perfect if you toned up. Like, oh, if you did this, you'll be perfect. Oh, you should dress up more. You'll be so much prettier if you just dressed up more, and all these different things. And then when I would start dressing up more, then it's like, oh, you're doing too much. You need to dial it back. You're getting, all this male attention, and they're flirting with you, or all these girls are flirting with you, and it's like you can't win for losing. Okay, so you have to do what makes you happy, and that's about being authentic. If you are not happy with how things are going in your life, ask yourself, are you doing the things in your life for other people, or are you doing it for yourself? Because if you're doing it for yourself, then you should be happy. If you're not happy, okay, there's there is a chart. We have the natal charts, we have the matrix destiny, but there's another one. It's like a body. Is it body matrix? Body something. I don't know. But there's one where it has the chart and it's of a person's body, and it's like all these different points, which apparently deals with the chakras. And I remember one of my thing was like saying the way to know that I am not in alignment is dissatisfaction. So when I'm truly unhappy with something, when I'm just truly dissatisfied and it's like I'm drained, I'm not happy, I'm not in alignment. And some people are like, well, everyone's like that. No, everyone is not like that. For me, because again, my happiness, my peace, my joy is the core of everything that I do. So if it does not bring me happiness, it it stresses me out on a whole nother level to where it shouldn't stress me out. So just want to put that out there. Like, so I'm really big on do what makes you happy. And doing what makes you happy sometimes mean you have to, I don't want to say let others down, but ultimately you just can't care about another person's feelings if it makes you happy. Because this is your life. You're the only one that lives your life. You're the only one experiencing life the way you are experiencing it. Okay. So you can't worry about how another person feels about your life. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. Go on, do it. Right now, I will say the opinions of others can definitely be helpful when it's constructive, but not on if I was in your shoes, I would do that. I don't want to hear it. You're not in my shoes. You're not living my life. You're not having the other experiences that's coming with this. Okay. For example, it's like sports. I talk about sports, like basketball. Okay. The coach can see where the shooting guard is making mistakes. See on the outside. But the way the shooting guard is experiencing it, it can look more intense, or um they can't see outside of this challenge that is right in front of them. But the coach is like, no, if you go to the left because it's their weak side, you're gonna be good. Right? And so that's just like advice when it comes to life, okay? Some advice is very good advice. Some advice is not, and you just got to check your sources. But also too, sometimes advice is just that. You don't have to take it, right? Because that comes in with listening to your gut as well. So it's a lot of things that go into it. So I'm not saying 100% listen to what other people have to say. Trust your gut for sure. But a lot of times, getting an outside perspective can be very helpful. But that also comes with you having a good support team, a good support system. And I want to say my makeup is looking quite nice, I will say. Is it not? Número dos. Why people fear being seen. And again, I mentioned this earlier. People fear being seen because of judgment, because of rejection, being misunderstood, and ultimately past experiences of being silenced. I can definitely speak on all of that. Definitely have been misunderstood. The way I speak and the way I see things, a lot of people can't comprehend. So therefore, I don't really like to speak much. But then it's like, if they misunderstood, that's because they intentionally wanted to. And I done seen on TikTok of people misunderstanding me and making a comment, and then here comes some bandwagoners going straight into, oh yeah, she said that and that. You're not listening. You are not listening. You wanted me to say something wrong so badly that you went straight to the comment section and read a comment and then tried to find a mistake or try to find, and it's like, if you would have listened, you would have known what that person is saying is because they weren't even listening. Right? It's that thing of, I will always hear you listening too hard. Right? You're hearing things wrong because you're listening too hard. And if you, I don't know if that's just a Southern thing or what, but it's again, you listening too hard. So people misunderstanding you, that's their problem. That's their problem, because we live in a society today where people want to argue. People want to be in a disagreement so badly. People want to try to prove their point so badly. Let them have it. Move on. Okay? The fear of judgment. Honestly, I don't reach the point to where let people judge, because a lot of people that judge, they are not happy with themselves. They are truly projecting. Every male that has talked about my body was projecting, and they were projecting because days before, weeks before, they would talk about how they wanted to look a certain way. In me, I'm a supportive person. Like, you look great, you'll get there, like, but you look really great, don't be hard. Then they would turn around and talk about my damn body, and it's like, hold on. Hold on, I'm happy with myself, sweetheart. I ain't never tell you I wanted to change something about me. I ain't never said that. Projection. People that have made comments about my hair, bald headed. Bald headed. Projection. People project. You can go to celebrities' comments, it's people projecting left and right, just talking out their culo. Just saying rubbish, just saying any old thing just to say something. Let them people be ugly. They want to be ugly, let them be ugly. Okay? Rejection. Don't worry about rejection from a person that don't even fully love themselves. Don't worry about rejection from people who aren't 100% happy or even happy with their life. Let them be. Okay. In past experience of being silent, again, like I mentioned earlier, think of the Six of Swords energy. Leaving the past in the past. Okay. Leaving the past in the past. Reflect on it. Take the lesson from it and apply it moving forward. But don't allow the past to hold you back. You see what I'm saying? Because those are just experiences. And each experience can come with a lesson and can come with wisdom. The wisdom is not automatic. The wisdom comes from you understanding the lesson. Okay? And wisdom does require application. Okay? Let's move on. Número tres. Masks we wear. The strong one, the embodied one, the perfect one, the healed one. These are masks that we put on. And the mask is that it's a mask. We're hiding behind something. Okay. When being authentic or walking into being authentic. And again, I mentioned how like we'll put this like armor on, we'll put this shield on to protect ourselves because we don't want to be vulnerable. Right? The strong one. The strong one I really see when it comes to people that are very sensitive. Very like currently sensitive. Like I feel like we're sensitive at some point in time. But I feel like people that are like very, very sensitive come off as the very strong one, the very unbothered one. I see this one a lot with men. I see this one a lot with men because they are very sensitive. And I say this because, and again, I got examples. Okay, sweetheart, I got examples. I say this because, again, men will always want to make jokes. They always want to poke fun. You want to make a jokey joke? I got one for you. I got one for you, sweetheart. It's about to be Def Jam comedy up in here. All-star comedy up in here. Kings and queens of comedy up in here. You want to do a jokey joke? Okay. They will always make a joke about me. Okay. Hee hee ha ha. My turn. Now all of a sudden, I want to play with you like that. Oh, I'm really sensitive about that. I'm insecure about that. That hurts. But you just made a joke about me. This is why I tell people I don't like to play. You not about to hear me make no jokes because my jokes is facts. Hee hee ha ha. Circus up in here. I don't like making jokes because jokes contain truth. So if you joking with me, you serious. And I'm about to make one right back. How about that? And so they will always, again, that armor that they had on, that very strong one, that very unbothered, now sensitive. About to damn near go cry in the corner. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. If you're a sensitive person, you're a sensitive person. And I feel like being a sensitive person is very strong. It's very strong on many levels because number one, a sensitive person is always going to communicate how they feel. And a lot of people don't communicate how they feel, right? Because of being rejected. So a sensitive person to me is very strong because they're going to tell you how they feel. So their communication skills, very high, right? I feel like a sensitive person that is openly about it is someone that is trusting. Okay. A person coming off as being very perfect is a person that is a lot of times someone that's trying to people please, but they don't want to say that. Okay. The healed one, always trying to seem like they have it together, which then falls into that strong one. Now, that's not to say a person that is healed is is playing around. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you a lot of times can tell when a person is wearing a facade. A lot of times you can tell. Wearing a mask I will say, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but I would say don't get comfortable with wearing that mask. Because again, how can you truly be yourself if you are constantly wearing a mask? Wear the mask to help you heal whatever you need to heal. And then when you are ready and you are in that place, drop that mask down. Because another thing with taking off those masks, you are now able to have the right support system around you, which is what I mentioned a little bit earlier. Now you can have that support system around you because you took that mask off. So now people see who you are, they know who you are, and they can be there for you properly. I'm always real big, and I've said this a lot of tell me what you need from me. Tell me how I can be a friend to you because everyone is different. I'm the type of person of don't talk to me. Just be present. Shh. Speak. Silencio, por favor. Quiet. I don't need you to talk. I just need you be here physically. Let me go through my process by myself, but just be here. You don't have to talk to me. Just be here. Just sit there. Because in my mind, and I'm already having a conversation with myself, and I'm having a conversation with spirit. Just having you there, it's safe. I know I'm not by myself, but I don't need you to guide me. I don't need you to talk to me. Okay. I don't need your advice. If I'm telling you about something that I've experienced or going through, don't talk. Just let me talk because I'm going to tell you the solution that I found and how I handled it. I just want someone to be there for me and listen to me. Okay, that's the type of friend I want. I don't need nothing else. But there are people where they want someone to constantly vent to, that they have to have someone by there. They want someone because I tell people, a lot of my friends know, don't cry to me. Don't cry to me. It's not that I don't care, but I'm the type of person I'm always looking for solutions. I'm going to let you have your moment, but let's change this now. Okay. Let's change this. Let's get things going. Let's get you back on track. Let's get you standing up again, walking tall, chest out, chin up. Okay? I'm going to let you have your moment. But when I get back, we're going to work. So my friends know that when they call me, they know I'm going to put them back on track. And I'm going to share different perspectives on things. Because I want them to, I'm that worker bee friend. I'm the general. Right? I'm very tough on them. And they know that and they love that and they appreciate that. So therefore they're my friends. Okay? They know that when I put them in check, it's out of love. It's because I'm seeing the potential. Like the coach, I'm seeing missed opportunities. Okay? And let's figure out a plan that's going to be best suited for you to get this thing. Okay? So taking off that mask brings the people in your life that needs to be in your life. Wearing the mask keeps people in your life that is not supportive to your path. It is taking you out of alignment. And ultimately, being authentic, and we're going to get to that just in a little bit, it requires authenticity. But numero cuatro, visibility and vulnerability. People may not receive you the way that you expect. Being seen means releasing control, as well as you can't deeply be known without being vulnerable. True, true, true. People can't know you because you're not being. They don't know you because you don't open up. Being vulnerable means you open up. You ain't got to open up to the world, but at least have some people around you that you can open up to, that know you, that know the reasons why you do what you do and how you do it. Now, again, that's not an excuse, but they have an understanding, right? They know that you got trauma. Therefore, this is why you respond the way you respond. Okay? People may not receive you the way that you expect, and that's fine. Not everyone's for everyone. And again, there are people that they're going through their own things, whether they're working through it or not. They're going through their own things. Okay. And you don't try to worry about getting people to receive you. Okay. Because again, there are people that really like to misunderstand people. There are people in life that will see you and really try their darnest to not like you. They have no reason not to like you. They just don't want to like you. That's a problem with them. That's something going on with them. And again, it ain't your job to try to pull a mule. It ain't your job to try to pull an ox. It ain't your job to try to get this horse to drink some water. Leave them where they're at. Everybody ain't for everybody. Personalities clash. Again, they are going through something. Let them go through it. Leave them where they're at. Okay. But definitely being seen means releasing control for the simple fact that you can't control how people respond to you. Only thing you can control is how you respond. You can't control how people feel about you. You can only control how you feel about yourself. So again, this all falls into place in being authentic, because to be authentic, you can't give a damn. You can't care about what other people have to say. You can't care about how other people feel. One of the biggest places that we always hear about is New York. I love New York because then people really don't give a damn. They are who they are. I love that. The way that they dress, love it, because they definitely express themselves wholeheartedly. Another good example, and I used this example in the recording last night that didn't record all the way, is Cam Newton. Cam Newton. And this is my thing. I have a theory when it comes to the Black and brown community versus the white community. Because Cam Newton is a prime example, in my opinion, as a child that didn't get to play around in clothes. Therefore, they didn't get to form their sense of style. They didn't get to express themselves the way that they wanted to. So now he is doing that as an adult. Therefore, he's healing, right? He's healing childhood trauma. It's just my opinion from what I've seen. I don't know the man. But I worked at a daycare. I'm an ex-RBT, which is a registered behavioral technician. And so one of my clients would go to a daycare. I would do her sessions at a daycare. And she would be in a room with these other kids. They were so little cute. And it was predominantly white. And there was like this Hispanic girl in there. And she would have like the tinsels in her hair, and she would like wear like the funky headbands, like the unicorn headbands. And she would have like the children extensions, that they sell in the toy section. And she would always be so happy about it. And I'm like, I love your hair, I love your hair. And like she would just smile and blush. And then there'd be like the little white girls. One of them would always wear like these church heels, the little kitten heels that we wear to church as kids. Always wear that. Always. She always had a heel on. She was the smallest one, and she was the spunkiest one for sure. Big personality. There's another one. She would always wear like tutus or like, dress tacky, quote unquote tacky. And she would express herself the way she wanted. And like their parents would just give them the ability to express themselves and explore with their style, with their clothes. And see the little black girls, and it reminded me of what I went through of shirt press, tucked in pants, hair done, right? Shoes, if we weren't having on them loud shoes, right? And so I sit here and I think about how I grew up. I had to wear pantyhoses, which I do love pantyhoses now. I think, I wore like the little small church heels that little girls wear, and I always wore dresses. My hair was always done. And so as I got older, I wanted, I moved to California, probably in middle school. And so being around all these white girls that's wearing all these different clothes and like the things that I wanted to wear, I didn't get to wear that. They got to wear skirts. I didn't get to wear skirts growing up. Um, I wasn't allowed to wear skirts and I was not allowed to wear shorts growing up. Um, because it was a whole thing of like, oh, looking fast and all these different things. It was like, these are just clothes, right? And so I sat here and I told an ex of mine, I was like, when I have kids, and we were talking about kids, when we have kids, when I have kids, I was like, I'm going to allow my child to play in clothes. I'm going to allow my kids to dress themselves. And he was like, no, they're not going to do it because they're not going to be looking any kind of way. And I'm like, they need to form their sense of style and their sense of expression, and we do that with our clothes. And so it was that whole thing of like, well, my child's not going to go out and embarrass me looking in your kind of way. And it's like, time and place. Okay. But also, what's wrong with letting a kid be a kid? And so when I look at Cam Newton and I look at other adults, I see children that didn't get to form their sense of style and they didn't get to really truly develop in who they wanted to be. They became who others wanted them to be. Like we'll sit here and we'll see 50-year-old men, 40-year-old men, even I don't necessarily see it with women like that, but a lot of times with women just not wearing the type of clothes they want to wear, not necessarily style, but just, they don't, they're very busty or have a lot of hips. And so very mindful of what they wear because of being sexualized. But with the men, it's like I will see men in like their 40s and 50s dressing like they're in their 20s, But it's like, why do we say they're dressing like their 20s? Clothes is clothes, right? And they didn't get to wear that for whatever reason. Again, the environment, their friends, their upbringing. So now I feel like a lot of healing is happening, especially within the Black and Brown community, when it comes with how we dress and how we do our hair, right? Because our hair, especially in the Black community, big thing when it came to expression. All them hairstyles from the 90s, right? All those styles, expression. Now, a lot of people are scared to do that because of, again, it's not the trend anymore. So I definitely feel like with being authentic and really working on being authentic is healing, especially healing your inner child. Okay. Número 5, spiritual perspective. Alignment requires authenticity. Your truth will naturally attract and repel, and being seen is part of stepping into purpose. I am in the Ifa and Regla de Ocha tradition and the Lukumi tradition. And one of the biggest things when talking about alignment, you always have to talk about your Ori, right? Your Ori is your Orisha. You do not share an Ori with anybody else in this world. It's yours and yours only. Your Ori was there picking out destiny, picked out your life, picked out the people, all that. Okay. And so when you start connecting with your Ori is to help keep you also in alignment with the destiny you have chosen. And that requires authenticity, being who you are to the core. That comes with your expression, that comes with your character, right? Comes with morals, integrity, all these different things. If you really want to be in alignment with your purpose, right? With the thing that God brought you here to do, you have to be authentic. So the way people can find you. And that goes into you naturally, your truth will naturally attract and repel because, again, you being you, those people are going to come. And yes, you are going to repel people and let people be repelled. Because I always tell people, I don't want everybody. I don't. Because I'm not for everybody. Because then you'll get people that want to try to change you. Stay where you at. You either like me and accept me as I am, or you don't. And if you don't, kudos, deuces, hasta luego, vete. Okay? So if you're sitting here, and this also will go with the things that you do in life, right? The things that bring you money, things that bring you happiness. When you start operating with who you truly are, doors will open up, right? When you start utilizing your gifts and your talents the way that they are intended to be, doors will open up. Okay. Being seen is a part of stepping into purpose because, again, there is a grand scheme, there is a big picture there, and it requires you to be who you are. I'm a talker. I'm a talk. That's what I do. And also looking at my chart, that is what I do and what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. And I'm the type of person of I don't like being around a lot of people. I like being in my space. Every now and then I'll come out, but I'm gonna talk. People come up to me all the time and talk. People start telling me their life story. People start asking for advice. I used to be in the club giving readings. I would be behind the bar, working the bar. And I would tell people, oh yeah, I know how to read playing cards. They would give me playing cards. I would start reading people at the bar, telling them about things their eyes getting big, like, oh my gosh, how you know that? Right? But it's being authentic. Like, I'm a spiritual person through and through. And so that's me being authentic. I'm a talker through and through, being authentic. When I have to start sugarcoating what I'm saying, I'm not being authentic because I'm a person that's very direct and I like to get straight to the point. Because me trying to sugarcoat things, now I'm dimming myself down to make it palatable so the way that person can receive. You approach me, so I'm going to give it to you, right? You don't go take Robitussin saying, oh, I wish this Robitussin was sweet. No, we all know Robitussin nasty. Like, it is what it is. But being seen is also part of stepping into purpose. You're going to be seen regardless. You may not be seen on like Beyonce level, but again, you are going to be seen. People are always watching. And I don't mean it as like they got a microscope looking at you, but people are always watching because you come across many people, so people see you. Even if just for a split second they see you, they're going to remember something about you. Maybe. Oh, I like the way this person carried himself. Oh, I like the way this person dressed. And then some people may come ask you how you do what you do. Oh, how did you get your hair like that? Oh, where did you buy this from? Oh, I love your style. Oh, I love, whatever the case may be. And then that's that door to open for you to offer whatever it is that you offer, right? Whatever gifts, whatever talents you have, offer that. Okay. How long have we been on this recording? I will definitely say, 43 minutes? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, so per usual, I always have some reflective questions for you guys. Number one, who are you when no one is watching? And what parts of yourself do you hide to feel safe? And I really hope you guys write out these reflective questions because all of this is to help you. But who are you when no one is watching? Again, when you take that mask off and you are by yourself, who are you? And what parts of yourself do you hide to feel safe? Again, take off that mask. Take off that mask. And this is the thing when it comes to being authentic. You can't please everyone. Be who you are. Being authentic also is setting clear boundaries. It's setting boundaries of how you want people to treat you. And people is either going to respect that or they're not. And why would you want to be around people that don't respect your boundaries? You see what I'm saying? So, again, being authentic is really going to help you in more ways than one. It's going to open many doors for you. It's going to bring you so much joy, so much happiness, so much peace in your life. Okay? You are going to attract the tribe that is for you in your success. You're going to clear unnecessary obstacles, unnecessary hurdles, unnecessary trials, right? You're going to clear away people that are going to try to sabotage you. But you need to know who you are. Again, being who you are is your greatest gift because there's only one you. And that's great. One thing that you will hear in the Orisha tradition, no matter what people say about honey, the taste is always sweet. I remember I heard that years ago, my first De Lagoon reading. I was told that. It was like, no matter what people say about honey, the taste is always sweet. So don't worry what people say about you, which is true. There are many people, I don't like honey. One thing they can't say is that honey ain't sweet. It's always sweet. Honey is consistent. Be consistent in who you are. Just because people don't like honey, you think the bees is going to go change the formula? They going to change? Good. Don't buy it because it ain't for you. You don't want that medicine? Great. Buy. Deuces. Okay? So again, be you. Be you. Be you. Okay? Because another thing, you can't be fully loved if you are only partially seen. When we talked about the cord cutting, the love magic and all that stuff like that, right? And I said to heal so you can attract that mate. Again, with you not being who you truly are, and you get into a relationship and now all of a sudden you want to try to be who you really are, and that person's like, oh, I don't like that. That's weak. All of that could have been avoided if you was who you were from the jump instead of trying to impress that other person. Just because you found them physically attractive. You tried to impress them. So therefore you changed who you were. You got that person. And that person wanted who you portrayed yourself to be and not who you was. So now you are having to battle of letting go of that person to be who you truly are, or keeping that person and sacrificing parts of yourself. So get familiar with who you are, embrace yourself, love yourself, and then show the world who you are. And if people don't like it, they're not for you. Kudos. But I will tell you, you are going to have people that's not going to like it. But I guarantee you at some point in time, they're going to circle right back and ask for your help. Because they're going to see you. Some people want to see another person do it first before they do it. They want to see another person succeed so they know it's achievable before doing it. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I would love to thank you for taking your time to listen to this episode and many other episodes. If you could ever be so kind to share these episodes with your friends, with your family, share the link on social media. You know, Miss Opinionated does have an Instagram. It's a Miss Opinionated podcast. We do not have a TikTok, but I have a TikTok. My TikTok and Instagram is both Divine Priestess. There is a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is called Roots and Rituals. The @ is also Divine Priestess, and you will find Miss Opinionated podcast episodes. But if you are on my Instagram or my TikTok, in my link, there's a link tree, and you can click on that link tree, and all the links to the podcast, to YouTube, it's all up there. Okay. And before we close out, do me a favor and go support Casa de Aguas Dulces. Casa de Aguas Dulces is my nonprofit. It is a 501c3. Okay, so it is federally recognized. um, we're raising money to have a permanent sanctuary for Casa de Aguas Dulces. As mentioned, I'm a woman of many talents, and there's a lot of events and a lot of classes that I would love to put out. Right now, I'm currently using other business owners' space, and scheduling is an issue. Okay. Because if I have an event and I can't use a space, then of course we got to move to a more public place for that. So I'm asking people to make a donation to support Casa de Aguas Dulces so the way we can get things going. And I know some people may say, oh, why don't you apply for grants? Casa de Aguas Dulces, when I looked for grants, and I've looked for many, and I continue to look, but Casa de Aguas Dulces did not meet the criteria for those grants. I done reached out to so many. Um, it is what it is. It's not going to stop nothing. So I'm asking for donations to support Casa de Aguas Dulces. And again, if you want to support, that link is also in my bio. When you click on the link tree, you're going to see making a donation towards the sanctuary. There's also the Casa de Aguas Dulces website, and on there you can make donations. Okay. Just want to put that out there. Also, save the receipts for donations, because I've looked it up that you can claim donations on taxes, but donations have to equal up to 500 or more before you can start claiming that on your taxes that you have donated to a nonprofit. There are also in-kind donations, which is basically like, you, instead of donating money, you have offered a service to help. And again, that service has to equal up to about 500, or you got to offer multiple and it equal up to 500 for, again, you can claim that on taxes, all those different things like that. So please support Casa de Aguas Dulces. Follow Miss Opinionated on Instagram. Please subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and all the others. Please subscribe. Subscribe, por favor. Okay. You guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. And ciao. We shall check back next episode.